As we leave Indigenous education, I would like to remind those on the call that we are on the unceded territory of the Coast Salish people, the territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. It is our privilege to live, work, study, and play on their lands, so thank you. I would like to thank Tyler for his ASL interpreting. We're going to give him a break and welcome Emily back. Thank you. All right. And Emily will be interpreting for Angela Liang, who is with International Education. For international students studying in Canada, there are additional obstacles and challenges, and Angela and her team are here to help support you. Angela is a wealth of information, and you would not believe how much she gets through in the next half hour. So please stick around. Remember, if you've got questions, to post them in the Q&A. We do have advisors from International, Indigenous, and the advising team to help answer your questions. So post them in the Q&A. And I turn it over to you, Angela. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Experience VCC event and the section for international students. Just so you know, international students are those that are not permanent residents or Canadian citizens. If you are in Canada on some kind of a visa or permit, that most likely that means you are an international student. So I have a lot of information to cover. During this session, feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A box, and I'll try to answer them all at the end as much as possible. We also have a drop-in advising session for international students until 2 o'clock today. So if I don't get to answer all of your questions, please join that drop-in Q&A session. And oh, there it is. So today I'll give you an overview of study options at VCC, how we support international students throughout their study journeys at VCC, and really focusing on 3 major areas: living in Vancouver, studying at VCC, and working in Canada. So Vancouver. Vancouver. So it's a blessing to live in Vancouver. It's one of the most livable cities in the world. That's what we have been voted many, many years in a row. Vancouver has so much to offer with mild weather, great sceneries, and lots of activities, both indoor and outdoors. So choosing Vancouver to study is going to be the best decision you can make in your life. Okay, now, because the majority of students at VCC are Canadian students living in the Metro Vancouver area, we don't have a dormitory or residence on campus. But there are different accommodation options available for out-of-town or international students. Well, first of all, you can choose to stay at a homestay. And the homestay really gives you the opportunity to experience the Canadian culture. You get to live with a Canadian family. You get to try different homemade Canadian cuisine, and getting to know the Canadian lifestyle. Usually with a homestay, the bedroom is furnished, which means that you'll have the furniture, including a bed, a desk, a lamp, closet, and bedding. They also include laundry facilities, electricity, heating, and sometimes internet, depending on the families. And the best thing is that they include 2 meals per day, usually breakfast and dinner. So that's why you can get to enjoy the Canadian homemade cuisine. You will, however, have to share common areas such as bathrooms, kitchens, living rooms with the homestay families or other homestay students if they have any. And of course, you can rent your own bedroom if you like to. So in terms of renting in Vancouver, the cost of renting or the cost of accommodation can be very reasonable, like less expensive or very expensive, depending on your lifestyle. So for example, you can rent a bedroom for $600 a month, or you can rent an apartment suite for $2,000 a month in the downtown area with a very nice ocean view. So decide how much you want to spend on accommodation and choose the best option that works for you. Okay, so VCC campuses, Danielle talked about it earlier, but I just wanted to remind you that for international students, there are 2 campuses in Vancouver. They're with very easy access to restaurants, shops, and public transit. The 2 campuses are also quite close to each other. If you have to travel from one campus to the other, it will only take about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, you don't necessarily have to travel between campuses if you don't need to. We, at our International Education Office, we are located at the downtown campus, but libraries, counseling services, learning centers, registration offices, cashiers, cafeterias, and a lot of support services are available in both campuses. Now, for the majority of our programs at VCC, you only have one campus to go to. Culinary Arts Diploma, however, is the only program for international students that require you to travel between the campuses, depending on what you're learning during that term. But all the other programs, you will have your own home campus to go to. So it's either Broadway or downtown. Now, speaking of programs, VCC offers a wide variety of study options for international students. And I just listed the program areas that are popular among international students. If you are looking at the program area names and the pictures that we chose to display here, it's very obvious that our programs are very practical and a lot of them have some kind of hands-on training, either on campus or at a practicum, if not both. I won't go into details about each program because we do have an afternoon program specific session that you can join to get more information and ask questions that will likely help you choose a study option. Okay, so how much is it to study at VCC? Our tuition fees for international students are quite competitive if you compare our tuition with other public institutions in the Metro Vancouver area. Here I have a chart that lists some programs just to show you the range of tuitions. And the tuition fees are different by program because the number of credits and instruction hours are not the same depending on the programs. And some programs will require lab space or on-campus facilities. So that's why they're different in terms of tuition. You can always visit our website to get the detailed breakdown of tuition and fees for the program that you want to study. And as Carolyn and Charlie mentioned this morning earlier in the sessions, there are also some bursaries, scholarships, and awards available for international students to apply. And just a quick reminder, the fees that you see here, they are not for you to pay all at once. International students will pay a tuition deposit, which is a portion of the program fees, to cover your first term tuition and fees. And then for the remainder of the fees, you'll just pay by term once you're registered in the future terms. So now, because our programs are very practical, our students usually have no problem getting a job. I listed here some examples of graduate employment rate based on programs. So graphic design graduates, for example, have an 89% employment rate, whereas Canadian business management or networking technology students have a 100% employment rate. Every year, the graduate employment rate can change by program a little bit, but on average, we say 90% of our students after graduating get a job. And this employment rate is one of the highest in our province. Now, we do offer a lot of support to make sure that our students are successful in maintaining their study, work, and life balance. So for example, VCC students can book a one-on-one tutoring session for free. And this is really to help them academically. Our learning centers, they also put together resume writing and interview skills workshops to prepare students for job hunting and interviews. We also have VCC counselors that help students navigate different career options so that they know which jobs and career, in terms of climbing up the corporate ladder, how do they navigate their careers. Study and time management skills are also very important that our counselors can help our students navigate. And a lot of our programs also have practicum, which means that it'll be easier for students to get that work experience before they graduate. Our VCC instructors also brings years of experience professionally to VCC, and they have great connections and networks in their professional fields. And we have been told that a lot of our international students were recommended or connected to their first jobs in Canada because of those industry connections that instructors and the program areas have with the professional fields of the instruction. Okay, so now that we're talking about employment rates, I would also like to show you some examples from WorkBC, comparing the annual salaries in our province based on different jobs or position titles with VCC's tuition. So when you are comparing the 2-year tuition estimate at VCC with the 1-year average salary, it shows how it's a good investment for international students' time and money to study at a VCC program that is very practical, that leads to employment. Okay, now this is not new for international students. You probably already know that, but I still want to emphasize that international students can work legally in Canada. And this is what the Canadian government also like to see. If you study in the 2-year full-time program at VCC, you can work part-time during your studies, which is 20 hours per week. You can also work full-time during a scheduled break from school. That's 40 hours a week. And after you graduate, you can apply for a post-graduation work permit, which is once in a lifetime opportunity. And the length of the work permit usually matches with the length of your study. But in order to maximize that work permit, if you study in a 2-year full-time program at VCC, you can be eligible to apply for a 3-year work permit. So that is a great opportunity for international students. We also want to encourage our international students to work part-time during their studies, if you can manage study and work at the same time, because that will make you more employable when it's time for you to graduate and start your career. You're also going to have so much more competitive edge compared to the other students who from your country didn't have the chance to study and work abroad. And we also want to tell international students that choose a program that you're passionate about is also very important, because you want to take advantage of the program as well as the working eligibility. Get the education and the work experience you need to be successful. And VCC is a perfect place for you to do that, because a lot of our programs have high employment rates. Okay, so we've talked about program options, tuition, working eligibility. Now I'd like to give you some information about English entrance requirements. The English entrance requirements at VCC, again, are different, just like tuition and graduate employment rates, depending on the program that you want to study. The majority of our programs have a 6.5 IELTS requirement, but we do have some programs that require a little bit less than that. And I just show you some examples of the popular programs again, and the corresponding IELTS requirements. Everything is available on our website. So if you are interested in the program that is not listed here, just go to our website and you'll see that information. Okay, so how do you know if you already met the requirements? So there are a lot of things that we evaluate. We have to see, well, first of all, did you study in Canada or other English-speaking countries? If not, are you planning to take some English upgrading courses? Or do you just want to take a test, see your scores, and decide what upgrading options might be available? If you're not sure, just give us a call, email us, and we can give you some recommendations based on your educational backgrounds and your situation. Okay, now if you're ready to apply, I've listed 8 steps here. They're actually not that many. It's quite simple. First of all, like I said, you choose a program that you want to study. Then you check our website to make sure that we are accepting applications for the term that you want to apply to. Then you send us an email. And in the email, you include your supporting documents and an application form so we know what program you want to apply to and if you meet the requirements or not. And then you just wait for our email. Our application processing time right now is about 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, you should be able to hear back from us regarding the admissions eligibility and if a program seat is available or not. A very important step within the application process is for you to get a study permit. We have detailed instructions on our website regarding how to apply for one. And we'll also include those important links in our emails when we send you reminders. And yes, we will keep emailing you reminders about important deadlines and really help you prepare for your arrival in Canada. Okay, so this is one of my last slides. I just wanted to give you a summary. International students choose VCC for different reasons. Everybody has his or her own reason. And we've done some surveys asking students why they chose VCC, and this is basically what they told us. Jobs. They know that VCC has a very high employment rate. So choosing VCC means it's easier to get a job. That's why a lot of students choose us. And Vancouver. Vancouver is, again, one of the most livable cities in the world, one of the best places to study, live, and work. And our campuses are located in the heart of Vancouver, which makes it even more attractive. The quality of education, the quality of instructors, our instructors bring a lot of industry experiences and are very well connected to the employers. So students really like that professionalism and the quality of the education. We have a lot of practical programs and hands-on training that just makes it easier for students to be able to apply the skills that they learn from school in a workplace. And success. So success is kind of vague and maybe different for everybody, but to a lot of international students, it just means that the ability to be able to get a Canadian credential and a decent job in Canada. And students choosing VCC are able to reach their educational and personal goals because that's what we offer them. That's why they chose us. Last but not least, I just have some more numbers or data to share with you. More than 80% of our students are Canadian citizens and permanent residents, which means you have a lot of opportunities to make friends with the Canadians and learn about the Canadian culture. 93% of our graduates are either extremely satisfied or satisfied with education they received. So similarly, their goals are, they're able to achieve their goals given the education and training that they receive at VCC. That's why they're happy. The 90% average graduate employment rate means a higher chance of getting a job, which is always a good thing because I think the majority of students choose VCC and choose to study at a post-secondary institution because they want to have a decent career. And last but not least, 3 years working eligibility legally in Canada in any company. It doesn't have to be related to your field of study. It can be any company. And that's the working eligibility is something that you don't want to miss. It's such a great opportunity to have work experiences in Canada to really apply what you have learned from school. Okay, so thank you for joining us. It's quite exciting, isn't it? I get excited when I talk about the benefits of studying at VCC. There is so much VCC has to offer to international students. And I hope I gave you enough information for you to get started. And I'm ready to answer questions, but just very quickly, I want to make sure that you have the link to our Q&A session until 2 o'clock today. We'll have our international student advisors there to answer any questions you may have. It could be about studying at a VCC program, or it could be about working eligibility, it could be about accommodation, anything, any questions you may have, we'll be able to either provide you with the answer or direct you to the right person or department to get the answer that you need. Okay, so I'm sure you already have the information about pasted here in the chat again. This is the link to the Q&A session. If you need to get a hold of us, just email us, give us a call. You can also book an advising session with an international student advisor one-on-one if you don't want to join the group session. Currently, our office is not open to the public. We are working from home, but we are able to meet with students virtually. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of our students follow us on social media just so that they can also share their study life in Canada and at BCC. And again, if you are available, please join the afternoon session to learn more about the programs. If the programs that you're interested in have already given their session yesterday, there are also individual program info sessions available. So just go to our website and then book an info session with that program area. And tomorrow, I also have an info session at 3 p.m. for international students. So I'll give a little bit more details about how to apply to BCC and the different kind of support services available. Okay, I'm ready to answer questions. Are Afghan people eligible to study in BCC? Yes, we don't really have, we don't really exclude anybody. If you meet the requirements, you can apply and get admission at BCC, regardless of where you're from. Okay, so we have somebody from Afghanistan, you're 19 years old, you're studying dentistry at one of the universities in your city, you want to continue your education in Canada. Now that's a very specific question. We don't really offer dentistry programs for international students at BCC. There are different alternatives. You can study some first-year university courses, transfer them later to a university to continue your education. Or we also have a dental technology sciences diploma. It's not dentistry, but it is related in the field. So please join our drop-in advising session, or if you want to have a one-on-one session with an advisor, you can also book it with them. But yeah, there are different options available for you. There's another question about requirements, what courses are offered at BCC. So just go to our website, bcc.ca/international. You'll be able to see the list of programs available for international students and what the requirements are. Okay, so Amandeep has a question. You are a domestic student, a unique counseling. The best way to get to contact for discussion. So I believe that advising is available. For domestic students, there's an advising session available all day today. And if you look into the chat box, you will be able to see the link. So they'll be able to help you with that. How much employment rate for cosmetology? I don't remember it right away. I think it's between 88% and 92%. It's very easy for somebody to get a job after graduating from BCC. And just a reminder, the employment rate that we have on our website, it's really based on the time that our graduates fill out the survey, if they have a job or not. Maybe they're in between jobs, or maybe they're on the break. But I do know that for international students, every student that I talked to from the program had a job. So to me, it seemed like 100%, but I believe the official employment rate listed on BCC's website is anywhere between 88 and 92%. Okay, you are new in Canada. Welcome to Canada. Okay, so there's another question. I think I already answered this one, so I'm just going to dismiss that. Is nursing program available for international students? So there are a lot of programs offered for international students, but not every single program. There are programs that are that we have very limited seat, and as a public college, we are obligated to hold those seats for domestic students. So no, nursing is not available for international students. In fact, it is not available for international students in most of the BC post-secondary, public post-secondary institutions. It is not available, but there are different alternatives if you're interested in similar programs. Okay, the last question here, we have a student from Peru. Hello, Jose. You're starting this September and you're going to be moving here with your wife and son. How can you manage your courses so you can work and take care of your son? Do we provide some kind of a daycare? So VCC does have a daycare and is available for international students as well. You might, I don't know, I don't have the link here, by the way. I'll try to find the link. You might need to get in contact with them because I know that they are very popular. Our daycare is one of the best in the city. So they're very popular. There may be a wait list. So if you're interested, you need to, register as soon as possible. But there are also other daycares available in the area. Oh, thank you, Danielle, for providing that link. So yeah, get in touch with them to see if there is a spot available. Oh, and Jose, just so you know, if you're here to study in a VCC academic program, it sounds like you are, your wife can also apply for a spousal work permit. If you want more information, I would recommend you to book a session with our in-house immigration international student advisor. So I will try to find you that link as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm going to answer the question here. So click on that link and book a one-on-one advising with that advisor to talk about the spousal work permit, because your wife can also work if she wants to. Is marketing technology diploma available for international students? Yes, it is. It's one of our business diplomas that really focuses on utilizing technology in marketing automation, customer relationship management software. It really takes marketing to the next level, combining traditional and digital marketing. And it's one of the best programs that I think can be offered for international students in business. So yes, it is open for international students. We are still accepting applications for this September and next January. So if you haven't applied, please do it quickly so you can begin soon. Okay, thank you, Jose. Good to know that she's applying for the open work permit. How do you apply for scholarships? So there is a link that you can go to. It's VCC Financial Aid link. So go to that link and just review which scholarships might be available for you. Thank you, Carolyn, for including that. Okay, that's a lot of questions that I went over. I have like 1 minute left. I don't know if you have any other questions, but if there is any, join our drop-in advising session. We have it available until 2 o'clock. Although I would really hope that you are asking me the questions between 11:30 and 12, so we can go to the program-specific session. Otherwise, if you're not available to talk to me today, send us an email, give us a call, or just ask questions on social media. That'll be fine too. But send us an email or book an appointment with us. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, Angela. As I said before, you are just a wealth of information. Angela and her entire team are so supportive, and they just have a wealth of information for you. They are happy to walk you through the process of becoming a student at BCC and making your life in Vancouver a little bit easier. So today you have a chance to win one of 3 $1,000 tuition credits. Go to vcc.ca/experience. There you will find all of this afternoon's info sessions. So you can drop into something else to see something specific about one of the programs. Over the next few days, links to videos of each of the sessions will be there. So you can go back and visit something that you might have missed. There is an entry to win one of those three $1,000 tuition credits, you need the code TRANSFORM, TRANSFORM. That is this morning's code. This afternoon, there will be more codes available, so you have more than one opportunity to win. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck. If you're wanting to apply today, you go to vcc.ca/apply. Do we have that slide?
I think just because the waivers for domestic, but
oh, okay.
Yeah. But there still is a link to apply.
There is still a link to apply. Yes, so vcc.ca/apply is your link to apply. If you're not sure which program you want to apply for, and you're not sure where your strengths lie, book a counseling session, vcc.ca/counseling with 2 L's. That will give you the steps to book a counseling session. Our counselors are fantastic at helping you determine what might be the best fit for you. If you know which one you want to apply for, but you're not sure what your next steps are, please do talk to an advisor. We have advisors for domestic students, we have international advisors, and we have Indigenous advisors. So please visit one of those 3 to help you navigate your way through the application process. If we haven't answered all of your questions here today, please do get in touch with us. There are lots of ways to do so. We have financial aid, we have counseling, we have advising, we have Indigenous services, disability services, counseling services. All of those are on the very front page of our website, vcc.ca. You can find out how to contact us at any point. Once again, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us at Experience VCC, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.